My pleasure to practice together with you guys on new topic of digital media marketing trend 2022. What is the monetization logic of personal brand? The logic of a personal brand monetization is different from the logic of a traditional business monetization. The logic of a personal brand monetization is content output first, followed by fan growth, product recommendation, user fiction, and finally, continuous content output. The traditional business is to first have a product and then start marketing and promotion, and then to monetize by sales of our products. The logic between the above two is completely different, almost the opposite. The advantage of a personal brand monetization logic is that they are fans first and then product recommendation. This seamless small change has brought huge benefits. In this way, low-risk entrepreneurship or even risk-free entrepreneurship can be realized. In the past, the entrepreneurship method required a lot of cost to help products. If the product could not be sold, it would become the company's inventory, and it was very easy to fall into the state of a loss. Using the monetization logic of a personal brand, you don't have to worry about the product sales. The usual practice is to try and recommend the product in the fan community first, test it, and then processed to mass production if the product can be accepted by customers. Conversely, you can stop recommending this product and switch to recommending other products online until you find a suitable product. According to the logic of our personal brand monetization, customer first, like you as a person, and judge whether it is worth buying product from you based on your personality, your output content, your credibility, your reputation. In traditional business, customers decide whether to buy after matching the function of a product with their own needs. Therefore, the entrepreneur's product need to compete with many similar products in the market, because the traditional business sells the product itself. But this is not to say that the purchase of a product by fans has nothing to do with their own needs. It is just that the personal brand influence of entrepreneurs increase the value of products. At this time, even if the product recommended by entrepreneur is slightly more expensive, fans are willing to buy from you because their purchase behavior is due to your personal influence on the one hand, and the trust in you on the other hand. There are too many products on the market now, and customers generally have difficulty choosing. They don't know how to choose a cost-effective product, and your recommendation can help them make a quick decision and help them save decision-making time. After mastering the logic of a personal brand and monetization, we know that in the process of building a personal brand, the first step is the output our own content. We have mentioned how to output personal content in the previous video before. First, we must find our positioning, sort of the customer's portrait, and then build your own knowledge system, and finally insist on output. From the logic of a personal brand monetization, it can be seen that starting a business by building personal brand is the low risk and low cost way of starting a business. The logic of a traditional high risk entrepreneurship includes resigning, looking for an office, recruiting personnel, developing products, selling products, maintaining operation with until the company goes bankrupt. Because no matter whether it's profitable to start the business, you must first take out a sum of money and it's unknown whether the money can be recovered in the end. According to the statistics, the probability of success of a traditional entrepreneurship is very low at present, which means that from the day when entrepreneurs raise money to start a business, they have increased their financial risk. Every young heart is filled with a dream of starting a business. Many people in the workplace want to start a business. Talking about starting a business in the cafes and restaurants is full of excitement. Entrepreneurship through personal branding is different. Entrepreneurs can first accumulate fans in the workplace by outputting content. And when they have a certain number of fans, they can recommend some product and obtain a certain customer base. With this customer, if you leave your job and start a business, you don't have to worry about how to start your business, because you can already let this customer support yourself, and then you can leave your job with a peace of mind and start your own business. In the early days of starting a business, recruiting excellent employees was a headache. It is very difficult for a newly created small company to recruit outstanding talents, either by offering wage higher than the market price, or by giving up part of the shares. Moreover, excellent talent will also select the company. If your company is a startup, they are likely to quit. But with a personal brand, your fans may become your teammates, and there's no need to rent a high enough office at the time, as long as there's a place when and you can work. Your employees are willing to fight with you because they believe in you and recognize you. Their values are highly consistent with yours. And compared with the traditional recruiting, you don't need to pay high wages. You can create the future together and then share the result together. You also don't need to impress your employees with your entrepreneurship dreams, because in the process of building a personal brand, you will naturally attract some like-minded people to fight with you. The purpose of forming a team is to make your fans rapidly efficient and complete customer growth. After 10 times faster customer growth, you will be safe and more profitable to start a business. If you're an entrepreneur or you already own your business, you already have a customer base. Now you need to export your knowledge content to these customer groups. You can output digital products alone, or you can output digital products and physical product at the same time. And this time, the output of your knowledge content is the equivalent to adding a service content on the basis of a regional service value. This service content is your methodology. The knowledge system is a set of methodologies for solving problems. If you increase the output of a personal brand knowledge, you will provide more added value in this industry field, and the competitiveness in the market will be strengthened accordingly. And it can also enhance the customer's loyalty. If you are selling tableware, you can build the tableware and cooking method for sale. At this time, customers buy not only the tableware itself, but also set up a methodology for making good dishes. Therefore, the logic of the monetization of a personal brand is exactly the opposite of that traditional business. Traditional business will have a product first and then to find a customer. Personal brand is to create content first, then fans, and then finally monetize. The traditional way is to start a business, to resign, to raise money, develop products, find a customer, and make money. The way to build a personal brand is to start a business, to create content, find a customer, and make money. One with high risk and one with low risk. So which marketing method would you choose?